Hey YouTube and eBay sellers, it's Robert here with another video, and this one's just a video in response to my tie tutorial where I had somebody ask me how I actually package my ties. One of the reasons I like selling ties on eBay so much is they're really easy to come by, but they're really easy to ship. So I don't have to spend a lot of time worrying about packaging them so that nothing gets broken, or so that I'm putting it in a particular box and having to check weight or anything. It's pretty straightforward. All the ties that I ship are done USPS first class. They typically are going to be anywhere between about 2 and maybe 7 ounces at the most. And really all that I need to ship them is just a 6x9 bubble mailer and then my label. I want a self-stick label for these specifically. There's some times where you may be able to print a piece of paper and then just tape it onto a box. But on these, I'm going to be better off if I have labels that are made where they can just pre-stick them on. So for today's video, I'm using my little model here as a Robert Talbot Best of Class. If you guys have watched my tie video, you know this is one of my favorite brands to sell because they sell for pretty good money and I come across them a lot. So all I'm going to do with the ties in terms of getting them ready for shipping is take them, put them in my bubble mailer on my scale, figure out how much weight it is, and then I don't want to actually seal this up until I put my label on it because it's just much easier to put it on when the label or when the package is flat. Once you put your tie in there, you seal it up. Now you're trying to stick that label onto kind of a bulky, scrunched up item. So common sense, I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence, but I made that mistake of just getting too excited once I had it in there and I just like sealed it up, and then I had to work a little bit more to make sure that my label was really secure later. So to see how I actually package it, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer and I'll show you guys exactly how I do that. So the thing with ties, guys, especially silk ties, is they are a delicate item. We don't wash these, we dry clean them, and when it comes to storing them, you don't want them folded and just stuffed up like this, because eventually you'll get creases that are really difficult to get out. So if anybody out there is watching this that's actually worn a tie, you're supposed to have them either hung or they have boxes that you roll them up into and then put the ties into boxes. So when I'm shipping them, I'm basically trying to recreate that second method. I can't ship them hung, but I can ship them rolled, which is going to be our best option. So more or less, I'm going to loosely kind of have it folded in half, and then I'm going to pull the skinny end back a little bit. The reason for that is as I start to roll this up, it's going to want to push this. So if I push it and I start it from here, as I roll it, this is going to continue to kind of get pushed out from the end of my roll. So I want to back that all the way up a little bit, and now as I start to roll this tie, you're going to see that it is going to want to push that a little bit, but it's going to stay fairly secure and I won't run the risk of that small end running off of the side. And as I roll it, I'm going to continue to have to kind of press down a little bit of slack, so that's going to naturally push that more towards the other end. Now as I'm rolling it, I'm not worrying about rolling it overly tight. I just want it to be tight enough that it kind of helps it to stay there. But more or less, we've got that loose side protected. We're nice and rolled up, and then we're just going to take that, throw it into our bubble mailer. I try and push it a little bit towards the back end of this so that I can get a nice flat edge here, and then when I tape it with my seal, it's completely secured. This is all that I do to ship all of my ties. I'm not worrying about putting them into a secondary paper or anything like that. You certainly can, but again, the point of this video is to be quick and easy. And again, I've never had any complaints. The reviews and the way that your customers feel are going to be largely determined by the quality of the tie and the way that you listed it, and making sure that you're not sending ties that are of low quality. This is as professional as I think most of your tie sales need to be. If you want to continue to step it up and put more presentation value into it, you're certainly welcome to do so. I've just not found that to be necessary. And again, when I'm talking about selling ties that are thrifted, I'm selling as used. I'm not going to worry about putting the same type of presentation into it as if I was, you know, branding my own tie brand and trying to do something really unique in presenting it to the customer that set my brand apart from another. We're talking about reselling thrifted items here, used items. So it's a little bit, to me, less important about establishing that higher end quality. Unless I'm really dealing with high-end items, this is very professional when your customer receives it compared to what they would, you know, generally expect. So like I said, quick and easy. That was the whole purpose of this, and to show you that by rolling it, you are going to leave these more protected, and in transit there's going to be less likelihood of any type of real creasing going on in the tie. I've sold a lot of ties, never had any complaints, have all positive feedbacks on them, and have had a lot of people that were very specific to say, you know, it arrived quick and it was in good condition and packaged well. And when you're shipping things USPS first class, the speed is, you know, really quick on that. So it ideally, if you're shipping it out right away, is going to give your customer an overall very positive buying experience. So guys, that's it. Basically, we want to keep them rolled. It's protecting them a little bit more from any creasing during transit. It makes it really easy to ship USPS first class when we throw it in these bubble mailers. And the only other thing you need to make sure you have is a self-stick label. Again, that just makes it much easier to adhere it to this particular type of package. So hopefully that answers any questions that somebody had in terms of how you ship ties. It's really easy, as you can see, and ties are very profitable. Again, go watch my other video where I completely go over how to sell ties, and hopefully that'll get you started if you're just kind of starting to figure out which brands are out there to hunt for. If you guys like this video, again, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below with any of your thoughts. If you have another way that you like to ship these or any other questions. Until then, I will see you next time, and I appreciate you watching. Bye.